Welcome to the Fire Family Collective podcast, the show dedicated to supporting the unsung heroes of the fire service, the wives, partners, and families who hold down the fort while their firefighters serve. Hello, welcome to the Fire Family Collective podcast. I am Amanda, and I am beyond excited. I have Sarah Bean here with me today. She is one of my besties. We have known each other only almost 3 years, which I cannot believe we just were talking about this. So the first time I met Sarah will forever be ingrained in my memory. Sarah was dressed as Snow White at her daughter's, what did we say, third birthday?
Third birthday.
In 2023. And just main character energy through and through, and just like always showing up, super vibrant, so bright, life of the party. And that's just Sarah. I just love that so much. So I'm so thankful that you're here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I feel really like honored that this podcast is a little different in the sense that Sarah and I have a few years of friendship and we're hanging out in my garage. So fancy.
I love it.
Thank you. And the kids are upstairs playing with Dad while he's recovering from surgery. I thought that was something Sarah and I could really relate and talk about because her husband had an injury a few years ago and mine is currently happening. So in the fire world and as partners of firefighters, that is something that, you know, we hope doesn't happen, but it is an unfortunate reality with how physical their job is, whether it's an injury from something that was building over time, like my husband's, or a freak accident like Sarah's husband. So I thought that'd be somewhere to start talking and get the conversation going about, you know, what injury can look like in the family for you as a partner, for your family if you have kids like we both do, for your firefighter, and just kind of start there.
Yeah.
So when
I'm like, okay.
when was Derek's injury?
Ooh, I think it was in 2023.
Okay.
And it was that year, like that fall.
Or it was 2022, the fall of that year. It was like right before Coco's birthday.
I think it was after.
It was after her birthday.
It was after. Yeah, it was like that summer. I want to say it was like August of 2023. Last year was 2025. And the year before, yeah. So I think it was 2023. Tore his Achilles at work. Thank God.
Yeah.
He was at work. It was rough because it wasn't something that we had planned for.
Right.
It wasn't something that we were expecting.
Right.
Because like we're young and healthy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and he tore it. He had to get surgery and he was out for, it was supposed to be 6 to 9 months, but because he had such good PT, he was back it was supposed to be 9 to 12 months recovery. He was back in February. So I want to say he got injured in August, maybe even September. I think it was August. No, it was September, end of August, early September. And then he was bedridden,
right,
for like a month, like a week. He got the surgery. He had to lay down. He couldn't walk around. Eventually, he got like a peg leg type thing.
Oh, okay.
And people
like bend it.
Yeah. And so
at his knee.
Yeah. And so that he could walk around. But it was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah. I think so. One of the things, I don't know how you did this, but I'm going to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
Did not, like John's surgery was planned, but still you can't anticipate all the things. But anyways, one of the most disgusting things that I was not anticipating is the pee situation. So I am emptying urinals because John initially
he can't get up.
Yeah, initially John couldn't get up. Now he can get up and ambulate to the restroom, but even still, like in the middle of the night, he does not get up. So he has 2 urinals next to the bed, and I empty them for him. And you know, there's obviously a million other things that could be worse that we could be dealing with. But at 36, thankfully I'm not doing that. At 36, I didn't imagine starting my day emptying my husband's urinal. And Derek didn't have that problem.
I might have blocked it out. To be honest, I actually fully don't remember.
Yeah, because you just survive.
He was up in the bedroom and the kids were just like downstairs. He was up in the bedroom for like a week. And I think I was just like coming up, checking on him, making sure he was good, bringing
Yeah.
him food, bringing him water, just like being a nurse,
Yeah.
which is like what you have to do. And it's also fine
Yeah.
because if the roles were reversed, he would do the same for me.
Totally.
Um, and I just like did it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we're firewives. We just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. You just go on like autopilot of like,
Mhm.
this is my normal.
Yeah. But I think like the key to it all was just being encouraging and just being like, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like when he got dark, I was still just like, yeah, but like it'll be fine. Like we have support. Like we're praying. Like we've got all this stuff. Like it's gonna be fine. I believe you'll be back in 6 months. Like
Yeah.
I'm very much just like, no, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I just have faith that it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And so we really pushed for good PT. Um, and he got in with the guy that we wanted him to.
Great.
He gave him the workouts to do, and he was back. He was back early. And I think because he wasn't supposed to be back till like April, and he came back in February.
And did he go light duty first? And like,
I think he did light duty in January.
okay.
So he came back
Full duty.
full duty, I want to say in February.
That's great.
But maybe not.
It's rough.
Yes,
It's okay.
fine. But he did it.
Yeah.
But it was rough.
Yeah.
You just got to push through.
Yeah. I think like one of the things that I'm realizing from our experience, which is just like the past 2 weeks, is you don't know what you need.
Mm-hmm.
So even though like ours was planned, we didn't plan on John being in the hospital for 8 days.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. And, people were so great, like you, reaching out, voice messaging me, which I really appreciate because hearing someone's voice is just really nice. Words also great, but it just was one of those things where it was like, right now, I don't need anything other than my kids to be taken care of. That was like the main priority. So I could be in the hospital and like patient advocate for John. But I was like, after he gets out,
Mm-hmm.
what his needs are going to be. And like the physical therapy aspect was one of them that I'm like, I think that will be probably something that's very important because who knows who our insurance is going to just like assign him to.
Yeah.
And we might want something additional to support him.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you just said, that was a huge component of his recovery. And it matters like
Mm-hmm.
who they're assigned to, the discipline they have
Mm-hmm.
after their appointment to continue the therapy at home.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, also the mental side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And is it a different type of therapy? So the physical therapy and then the mental health therapy, like those are the two things.
And it's hard also because uh depending on depending on anything, you guys didn't plan for John's like all that extra stuff. And I just have to hand it to you, like, for
Thank
showing
you.
up each day. Like, that's huge. And she was getting there at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Like, she was getting there early. Like, I'd have a message from her at like, driving in right now. It's like 5:30 in the morning. Okay. And I'm like, dang girl. Like, when are you sleeping?
Not very much.
But also, I just want to encourage other people, like, if your husband's not injured right now, get extra insurance.
Yes.
And he should talk about that, but like to encourage your husband to get the extra insurance because like
100%.
that's one of the things that saved us, I think, or he didn't have it and he got it after.
Yeah. So in full transparency, I meant to ask John about this before we talked about it, and I just forgot.
Oh.
I know when he was in Sacramento, we had that additional insurance because he had a Band-Aid version of surgery in 2017, and we had that additional insurance. And John's surgery is not through workers' comp. It is not through the department. It is completely on our own insurance. So that was one reason I just remember back then. Just right now, I just don't know. We very well well have it, or we don't. I just can't remember right now. But that is something that other firewives have definitely mentioned. Like, well, you have the extra insurance, right? And I'm like, I just don't remember.
Yeah.
And so anyone who is listening, like, please take this as like a little, something to research and speak to your partner about. Sarah and I are
Because
not experts.
we didn't have the extra insurance. We struggled. So, like, the foundation helped us out a little bit. It was hard. I was, like, secretly driving Uber,
Yeah.
like, Uber Eats to just, like but, like, we were fine.
Yeah.
But, like,
No, just
it
have a
was
little cushion.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's a side of it. I like leading up to this again because John's surgery was planned. He did work
Yeah.
additional overtime as much as he could physically work and mentally work and not completely take away from our family to try to anticipate him being off duty for a while, which is a blessing, which
Mhm.
obviously Derek couldn't do in his situation. But this is something that I talked with another firewife yesterday. Her husband had a different injury related thing, and she said that was one of her major stresses was like the finance aspect of it. And most fire families rely on one, if not more, overtimes a month and mandates, however. And so whether it's an anticipated injury
Mhm.
or a unplanned injury, that piece of it is very stressful. So do some research and, know that there are resources out
Mhm.
there, which we're very fortunate with the department that our partners work at. But it's, it's one of those things where I was sitting in the hospital and I just kept saying, like, if something happens to our kids, we need to change this for the
Mm,
future. We need to look into this because sitting in that hospital, you just think about things differently. And
totally.
um, I know that it just brought up a bunch of things to be like, okay, we need to look into this. I could be doing better in this now that I know this was this experience.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, so there's that. And then go ahead.
Oh, no. No, good.
I was just gonna say, do you remember how the girls were impacted because they were like 2, 3,
Oh, yeah, 'cause
4, 5. How old were they? I have to
well,
do
Coco
math.
Coco turned 3, so Gemma was 4. Um, and the girls were just like, "Oh, dad, like, can you play with us?"
Yeah,
Like, "Oh."
yeah,
And there's like, "Oh, don't jump on dad's foot. Be careful of his leg." Like,
right.
even to this day, because, if he's got his leg crossed, one of the kids will sit on the leg and he's like bouncing, and then he's like, "Oh, this actually hurts. Can you please get off?" So, like, it's still like,
Affected.
just careful,
Yeah,
So the kids just were sad because when he's home, he's like really like, "Oh, let's go to the park. Let's go hiking. Let's go do something active." So the kids are always like, "What are we doing now, Dad?" And I'm
yeah.
just like, "Cool. I have a lot of stuff to do."
The list is long. I know. That's definitely hard. So the first night we got back from the hospital,
Mhm.
I wanted to make the rule, like, do not go near daddy. Like, if he wants a hug, he will, like, tell you, like, come
Mhm.
up and give him a hug. And he had already missed the kids for being gone
Right.
for so many days. So, like, Harlow gets in bed with him and immediately he, like, screams
Oh,
so loud and says a bad word. Harlow starts crying immediately. I'm like, okay, we're going to get out of the room right now. Like, I'm going to check on daddy. I'll come to you in a minute.
yep.
And Harlow's just, like, bawling her eyes out. John's, like, in excruciating pain and he feels bad. And I was like, okay, see, this is like I was trying to prevent something like this from happening.
Right.
And so now they are very mindful. So it's like a bummer that happened, but also kind of good
Mm.
because then it's like they
Then
don't want that to happen
right.
again. They're like, Daddy said a bad word. I hurt Daddy. And I'm like, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's a bummer. And I mean, you saw him right now. So he's much more ambulatory than he was a week ago, which is huge.
Well, Derek was here and helped him up
Yeah.
here. He was working that day when they brought him home,
Yeah.
and he texted me. He's like, "He looks gray. He he looks like he's struggling." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, like, you know."
It was
Like,
it was rough. I did not anticipate. I don't know because he was at the station when it happened,
mm,
and you like got a call right when he got injured.
yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah. I like
I know we
I
block
think
it out.
the trauma.
Yeah,
Wow. Um Yeah, he called me and was just like, "Hey, I just wanna let you know I'm fine, but I got injured." One of the guys, they're taking me to the hospital right
yeah,
now, so they took him to the hospital. Um, I did not go. And then he was like, "Yeah, I tore my Achilles. They're gonna do we're going to do this and then I'll be home. So like, luckily he could still drive because it was his left foot.
Okay.
So he was still like functional. Like, I didn't go to the hospital. I don't even know. I had to have gone to the hospital when he got his surgery.
Yeah, like later. Yeah.
But I think it was outpatient.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Sorry, babe. But it was
Love you.
It was rough, I think.
Yeah. Trauma.
Yeah, the trauma. But we like made it through.
Yeah.
It's really hard though.
It's so hard.
It's really hard. You just literally have to, anything that you can do for yourself to make sure that you are taken care of. And like, I know you got back on the treadmill. She's like, oh yeah, I'm on the treadmill now because do my workouts because this one. And yeah, and I was like, good job. Like, you're taking care of yourself. Like, you're still doing what you need to do to make sure that you're functional for your kids.
Yeah.
And that is key.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you're not functioning, who's taking care of everything else?
Yeah. I think we like do these like checklists of like, well, for me in the beginning of new motherhood, it was like brushing my teeth was a big deal. Like I got 6 cavities when I had Hudson. Like it was bad. I couldn't even brush my teeth. So I always like go back to that when I'm having like really negative self-talk, because that was how bad it was for me. But like now I don't want to just do like those checkbox things. I really want to be having like deep self-care. And after doing the podcast yesterday, I was like, I think this is my reminder. Like I told myself I was going to get back in therapy when John had his surgery because I think that I need that extra layer of support. And I was reminded of it yesterday, like, dang it, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. And so this is my universe reminder because this is just the early stages of it, but I just feel like I need that. And then, yeah, moving my body again after being in the hospital for 8 days unanticipated with John, like
All day.
all day. Yeah. Well, for me, he was so out of it and in so much pain. I needed someone to be there to be his patient advocate because he wasn't able to do that for himself. And I wanted to talk to the doctor. And for whatever godforsaken reason, they do rounds at 5:55 in the morning, 6:03 in the morning. So if I'm not parking my car by 5:45, I miss them. And that's what happened the first day. And so I was like, I'm not doing that again. Yeah. And then I like leave the hospital after the nurses changed and he got his like nighttime medicine around 9:30. Yeah. So it was just a long day, but it was temporary and we get through it. And I have people checking in on me, making sure like I'm feeling supported and loved. And it's just a season. Like we can get through the hard stuff because we've gotten through it before. And we have this amazing community to like lift us up and breathe wind into our sails when we're like, I don't know how I'm going to make it. And then I feel like we have people like you and me who like, I can be real and say like, this actually really fucking sucks. And I'm having a hard time. I just need you to hold space for me. I know you're not going to fix this, but you can relate because your kids are weeks apart. Our kids are weeks apart from each other. They're like so close in age. And both of our husbands lateraled from Northern California departments to Southern California. Like there's so many things we can relate on. And our energies,
we're from down here.
Yeah, we're both from here. Our energies are similar. And not everyone has like so many things that like align and connect us. And we're really similar with how we parent our kids. And so to have this person who I can just be like, everything is not okay and I am not fine. And I'll tell everyone else I'm fine, but you know that I'm not.
Be real with me, please, because I actually care.
Yeah. And it's just really nice to have that when everything feels so hard. And, or even like, it's the opposite, right? Where I think I'm fine and you're like, but are you really fine?
Really?
Like,
you're good?
I noticed whatever. Or like, I just want to check on you. Like, have you been able to go to the beach? Have you been able to, like, you'll ask me things. Yeah. That like, you know, are me. And I'm like, oh, actually I haven't. Maybe I'm not fine. So I really value that. And I love you so much.
Oh, I love you. Well, I was like texting him like, cause everyone's always like, only offer practical help.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I made you this meal. And I was like, okay, I'm getting my shit together so I can make meals for friends who have kids who need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm not there yet.
I struggle.
I'm not there yet either.
I'm putting a meal to plan for my family and I got enough food for us. Okay, got to double it. Like,
yeah,
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I'm not there.
But I'm like, okay, if you do need something, please just know I am here. And
Yeah.
if I can do it, I will.
Yeah.
Like, if you need me to take the kids, I will take the kids one day.
Yes.
But like, I don't know what you need.
Right. Right. And I think that's huge because like my kids ask all the time to go to Sarah's house and play with Gemma and Coco. And knowing that we have someone who our kids ask to go to be around and we can trust
Yeah.
and we know that like they don't fight, they don't argue, like they get along so well. They're completely safe
They're like
and they have so much fun.
cousins.
Yeah, they're like cousins. And that's another aspect of like this beautiful fire
Yeah.
family. We have these connections with people. It's just so beautiful.
Mhm.
And I know that if I needed you, you would be there. And
Mhm.
like, you're like, okay, I'm going to Costco. Do you need
Yeah.
anything from Costco? I'll pick it up and drop it off. And it's just, it's so nice having that. And I can't explain to anyone who's listening to this who might not feel like they have that. Like, we hope that you can find that in the Fire Family Collective.
Mhm.
And we're just really fortunate that we work in this, our husbands work in the same department
Right.
and this connection formed. But it can happen outside of the department
Yeah.
that you work in. And I think that Fire Family Collective is a beautiful space for that to be cultivated. And I'm so excited to have this opportunity to build and show sisterhood
Mhm.
and that we're real people, like sitting in my garage and it's just a Wednesday and Sarah, you know, has her girls at school and typically my kids would be at enrichment, but they have the week off of school, which I don't really understand.
But they get President's Week off. Like,
And they have February also. Yeah.
oh wait, that's not this week.
No. Yeah. So they have
I'm already on weeks ahead. In my head, I'm
You
like,
think it's
okay,
February?
I'm building our Valentine's Day
Yeah.
boxes.
I need to do that. Someone just reminded me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to mess that up again. Every year, I swear, it's like literally Valentine's Day and I'm doing a run to Dollar Tree or Target because I mess it up. I'm not going to do that this year. And you're going to hold me accountable.
Sure.
I'm going to tell you, I did it before February 14th.
Gemma has like a school, like that's her homework.
Oh,
Is
that's
to
a good
make a
idea.
Valentine's Day box. For,
Oh.
like, so that, and that's why I'm like, oh yeah, next President's Day.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know. That's what I was talking about at home earlier today.
Yeah, I love that. No, that's
So
a good
my
reminder.
mind is like
gonna-
weeks in advance.
I'm going to make my
Like,
note.
This is my calendar for
Yes.
the week.
No, I seriously, who was telling me this? I can't even remember, but I was like, every year I fail at this.
I have 100 notebooks with
Yeah.
100 lists going.
Same.
And I'm constantly like, okay, time to make a new list. And then I start a list within the list within the list. And it's just,
Yes.
and I'm voice noting my best friend in Nashville. And I'm just like, okay, so I have to do all this and I'm stressed, but then I'm going to do this. And
Yeah.
then I've got my 5 lists. And then,
And I'm talking to you right now and everything's great.
right. And I'm also doing this and whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
running and I'm just pacing in my house, doing circles
Yeah.
in the kitchen, just
You're
setting
getting
up
your
ways
steps
to,
in.
yeah.
You're getting your steps in, checking in with all your people. That's
Right.
totally normal. Yeah, that's a typical day. Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, I love that the girls didn't seem to be super affected.
Yeah,
and
they
it
weren't.
was temporary. And what do you remember? Like, how did you take care of yourself? What did Sarah do to support Sarah?
I don't know that I did much. I love my Peloton.
Yeah. We're in a cult, the Peloton.
We don't
cult.
even follow each other. We'd probably get too competitive.
Yeah, we don't need
Look
to.
at us.
Yeah, I didn't even know how to really check that. You'll have to show me before you leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did my Peloton. I have I think I have a 4-year streak this year.
Amazing.
I
my gosh.
got my 4-year streak and which is like you have to do it weekly. But I try to do daily. Like I already last year I did the 100 days in.
Yes.
But I failed this year already.
It's
and
so
I'm
hard.
trying to give myself grace.
Yes.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But I did my Peloton. I probably just talked with my friends and
Yeah.
just like my parents live close to us, so I think I probably took the kids over there a lot just to give Derek space
Right.
to rest.
Remove the temptation and like the guilt. Like, I'm not with them, but I'm right here. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I could like sit with him in everything and just help him in his recovery. You know, just like making nourishing foods,
Yeah.
making sure we're not eating like things that aren't going to heal the body.
Right.
And like they're this is gonna sound bad, but like they have physical jobs. They
Yeah.
have jobs where they have to be in shape. And if they can't lift, if they're not physically fit, they're not gonna do a good job at their job. So like the food aspect was huge because he can't work out. He's
Yeah.
doing the physical therapy, but it's not like he's
What
not
he's
he's
used
not
to.
burning thousands of calories a
Right.
day.
Right.
So that was a big deal. But yeah, for myself, I just held on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I also was a part of Momco
Right.
at that point, which is another mom group. All I can say is find a place. Like, the collective is so great because, like, I have a friend whose husband is going through an academy right now with Pasadena, but they live out here in Ventura County.
Oh,
So,
great.
like, Pasadena wives could all be on this and be
Yes.
friends, and she can meet them through this, and, like, it's great. So, like, the other departments, everybody can just be friends on here. It's like a MySpace.
Yes. Yeah.
But, like, it can lead to hangouts. It can lead to lunch. It can lead to real friendships. So, like, give it a chance.
Yeah.
But also look for groups in your area that relate to you. Like, we're moms, so, like,
Yeah.
that's a little bit easier. There's out here, we've got trail mamas. I'm a part of Momco, which used to be called MOPS. Amanda came for a little while too. That's all over the country. It's all over the world, actually. I think it's 106 countries. There are groups in your area that will fit who you are as a person. You just have to look and find it. There are friends for you. There are people for you. You just have to look a little.
Yeah. For me, like, that was really hard when I first had Hudson too. And both Gemma and Hudson were, I really don't like this term, but COVID babies. And so doing in-person stuff became a challenge very quickly with newborns.
Mhm.
And I was super intimidated to do the mom co thing. I tried it. It didn't work. Did it again when I moved down here because I had several moms who were very encouraging and supportive, and like I knew Sarah. So it made it easier for me to feel like it was a space where I could feel seen and safe with people who actually got it, because that was another thing for
Mm.
me. I was like, I can't relate to you. My husband doesn't come home every day. I'm hundreds of miles away from any family.
Mm.
It just felt really isolating for me. So once we moved down here, and it felt like I was sitting at a table with women who actually got my situation
Mhm.
with my husband, and our fire family life. For me, that's kind of what I needed. That might not be what you need. You might need someone who's in a different place than you are. And I don't want anything to do with fire, and that's okay too. And I think also that's why Peloton is so great, because it takes me outside of all of that stuff
Mhm.
and I get to escape, and it's my party on a bike. I'm like in the club listening to my favorite music.
Yep.
Um, and I think that I'm super grateful for my season with Momco,
Mhm.
and it got me out of my comfort zone, and it was really good for my kids too, because they hadn't really been anywhere where they were like dropped off in another room without
Mm.
mommy. So for all of us, for different reasons, it was very good.
Yeah.
But it was hard, and it wasn't my first choice. I had a lot of anxiety. I cried my first day. I remember Audrey like walking me to the kids' room, and I'm like, I'm having a really hard time. Like, this is not easy for me.
Mm.
So just knowing like other people are there,
Mhm.
like, to give you a hug. Sarah's very good at making sure she's like checking in with her people and offering hugs, and I didn't know that I needed that growth for me. I didn't know I needed someone who I felt comfortable and safe and seen with in that way. And then also having different people at the table to
Yeah.
relate and learn from, like totally different places in life. So for me, it was really good combination of like kind of getting over some resentment that I had
Mm.
of people who had the husband that came home every day and their life looked really different. And I could see beauty in that, having that friendship and that kind of peer role model for me
Mm.
and safe space for my kids. And like Jen is someone who I think of all the
Jen
time.
Chen.
Yes,
Ugh, I love Jen.
she's amazing. I admire her so much. She is like one of the most organized,
Mm.
kind,
Yes.
thoughtful people, and just always like encouraging of wherever you are and what season.
Mhm.
And I've never felt like shame around her. And she is like such a beacon for me of so many things. And I channel her when I'm struggling. I'm like,
What would Jen Chen do?
yes. And I'm like, okay, I can't do that like list thingy exactly how
Mhm.
Jen does it. Like, how can I do this Amanda's version that is more tangible and realistic for me to keep up with? But I never would have had that if I wasn't brave and got out of my comfort
Mm.
zone and went to that Momco, because I had someone like you that made me feel safe to go, just like all these things. So, again, like Sarah said, if you don't have something that you are going to consistently look for it, it's
Mm.
probably out there. If it's not and you want help creating it, like reach out to us. We want to help support you and having that in your community because it can look so beautiful. And we're also fortunate in our department. We have a ladies auxiliary,
Mm-hmm.
which Sarah and I help with. And Sarah's planning a hockey game,
Ooh, yeah.
which I'm so excited for.
I have to send out the flyer. I'm really stressed about it. And I haven't done it. And I need to collect the money and buy the tickets now. I'll do it later today.
Yeah.
I'm going to make the flyer.
Yes. You're so great at that, though.
Oh, thanks.
Like you said, you're a connector.
Yeah.
And I think you make people feel really safe.
Mm.
And you are like a magnet. Like your energy is like so vibrant, and then people are drawn to it. And then I don't know, I just feel like that's important. You don't like people aren't fake like around you. I don't think so. They're real.
I can only be myself. You know, people are like, oh, I go in here and I'm like, oh, like I can do that for so long. And then I'm just like, yeah, well, this is me.
Yeah.
And thank you so much.
Yeah, it's true.
I literally called my mom and my sister and I'm like, guys, what am I good at? And my husband, and they're like, you're really good at connecting with people. And I'm like, is that like really a good thing?
Yes, it is.
And I'm like, that's not like fake. They're like, you're good at being friends with people. And I was just like, is that fake? Like,
no.
Like, so I'm just kind of like, oh, I guess, you know,
it's so important.
Not in like a shitty way, just like but I moved around a lot as a kid. And I think that like Derek did too, like, but he lived in different, like he moved from, you know, the US to Japan and back like a few times. But for me, it was like Connecticut to California to Utah to back to California. And then I moved up to Nevada. Like, so I've lived in different areas, but it's like each time you have to start over. Each time you have to make new friends. So like you can be so comfortable with where you're at and have like the perfect life. And then it's like, oh, time for the next thing.
Let's do it again.
And it's like, but I'm so established. I have all these amazing friends. I have all of this. I have this perfect life that people come to California to have, or like, you know, that people wish like I worked really hard to have these things. It was not perfect. It was not. Yeah. But like, I worked really hard for my friendships. I worked really hard for my job. I worked really hard to just connect with people. But it's kind of just like, how much do you care? Like, and I mean that in like two ways. Like, how much do you care about around you and like how you're cultivating your life? And then how much do you not care, like, about how people react to you? So like, yeah, I don't care, whatever. Like sometimes I show up and I'm just like, oh, I feel weird. Am I going to project it onto everybody? So then everybody else feels weird?
Yeah.
Or am I just going to say, fuck it? And just be like, well, I'm just going to show up and I'm just going to be like, oh, hey, Amanda, like, whatever. I'm going to make, even if I'm having a hard day, I'm going to make myself have a better day.
Yes.
By just being like, you know what? Just let all the old stuff and just starting fresh wherever I'm at in the day and moving into the space and just being apart from that.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and I fully can like think of different instances where I'm sure that's happened for myself and for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I like you, I love that like this space, like we get to I'm cheering you on, building you up, giving you all accolades because it's true. Like I would not most likely have gone to Momco if you weren't there. Like I needed you as my crutch to get me in that door and to be the connector for me. And similarly, like with the women's auxiliary group with our fire department here, like I'm sure there's people in the department who are like, I'm going to show up because I know Sarah's there and I love her unapologetic energy of just being her and I want to be around her. And I think that that's important to remember. Like I know early on in John's fire career, I don't know if you experienced this with your journey with Derek, but like I felt like I had to shrink and be this different version of myself because it like the persona that was out in the public mattered. And I really worked on like shifting that when we came here because I couldn't live that like lie anymore.
No.
It was so hard for me. And that's one of the things I'm thankful for with the move back down to Southern California and starting in a new department. It kind of gave both of us this opportunity to start fresh and just I also feel this department is different in that way. Like, a lot of the women are
Very
very,
different.
yeah, they're very different. They're very, just them.
Mm,
And I feel like there's so
yeah.
many, like, strong personalities. They're just rock stars you want to be around,
Yeah.
and you're like, "How do I get more time with that person?" And so, like, we're gonna go to a hockey game.
Yeah.
We're gonna have, time at different, um, breweries.
Mhm.
Um, and what else do we have? Like Santa, all these different things. But it's like nice to have something you look forward to. You
Mhm.
want to spend time with these people because you're amazing and I want to be with you.
Aw.
Yeah.
No, Amanda shows up to, like, everything, even if her husband's working, like, I'm like, "Well, I know Amanda's gonna be there." Like
I try. I try because I felt so alone for
Mm,
so long, and I don't want to feel that way. So
yeah.
like you said, like how you show up matters, how you show up with your energy matters. Like,
You do such a great job at that.
thank you.
Yeah, you do.
I think that it's that whole, like, we say this for sunset, like either you needed sunset or
Mhm.
the sunset needed you. And like our group of people that we go to sunset with, they're like, thank you for bringing the kids. We needed that. And even though sometimes it's hard for me because I'm like, I just can't be around people. I can't do it. Like, I
Get
do
it.
it because I'm like, my kids need it, or I know I need to reground with the nature, or like
Mhm.
our people that are down there, like they needed the sunshine of our family. Even if I don't talk, I'm just like,
Right.
I'm gonna hide over here, okay? Someone else please watch my kids.
You're just massaging the sand?
Yes.
That
It's
would be
true. It's just like that the Kings game needs Sarah's energy, and we vibe off of each other, and
Mhm.
it's so important to show up. And you could be authentic and be like, I'm not having a great day, but you know what? I need this Kings game, and I know it's going to make me feel better. But just don't be fake.
No. Well, it's funny 'cause, we were talking the other day about toxic positivity,
Yes.
and I love toxic positivity
Uh-huh.
for myself because sometimes, like, I have really bad ADHD, like,
Yeah.
really bad. That's why I've got so many notebooks, so many lists. But if I don't sometimes I have to, like, be like, "Oh, this is great!" Like, I toxic positivity myself
Yeah.
because sometimes it's what gets me through the day.
Yeah. We need to be delusional. I was thinking this when we were talking about that.
I live full Delulu.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We have to, whether it's like to just get to the other side of something, or like a big goal we're reaching for,
Mhm.
or something for our kids. Like, sometimes we have to be a little delulu or a lot delulu to get it done, and
Yeah.
not just be like a heaping puddle of goop in my bed in the dark.
Oh, but, I love to lay in my bed. I saw something recently that was like, the person that lays down in your house is not lazy, they're just recharging their luck, and I'm pretty lucky.
I know. I want to write that down as like a quote and put
Gotta
it up.
knock on some I'm pretty lucky.
You
And
are.
I joke it's because I'm like, "Gotta go recharge my luck.
Yes.
I'm gonna go lay down now."
Yes.
Because I love to win things, so.
I seriously, when you said that, I was like imagining my crystals, and like they need to be recharged.
Right.
You
You
either
have
put
to
them on like a
recharge.
recharging plate, or you like put them in the sun. There's like different things you could do. And so that's what I imagine. Like, you're a gem and you gotta recharge.
Yeah. Gotta
Just like that.
Yep.
It's the same thing. Right?
Yeah,
Totally.
totally. That's what 100%. I'm like, "Gotta recharge my luck
Yes.
so we can win more things," but
Yes.
also but also so, like, good things happen through the day.
Yes. Okay, well, I've loved this chat. I think we talked about so many great
So many
things.
things.
I want to wrap up this one with a silly question or two, if you're
Okay.
down. Stay connected, reach out, DM Sarah or me. There's so many awesome ladies in Fire Family Collective that want to connect with you. If you want a new buddy, we're here. There's a mentor program too coming. So if you want to be a part of that as a mentor or a mentee, reach out. Things. But let's.
Hold on, could I just say something about that?
Yes.
I'm always like, "Ugh, I don't want a mentor." Like, I'm like, "Ugh, like, why are they asking me?" And then I realized I'm old, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm the mentor now?"
Yes,
What? And so
yes.
I was like, "Oh, they're asking me?" And I'm just like, and that took me like, it was like a week where I'm just like, "I'm the mentor." Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Before we started recording, we talked about this. Like, time is flying by. I don't know how we're on that side of it now.
Right.
Because, like, I feel like it was just like last year we were on the other side.
I mean, I'm going to be 40 this year. And so I'm like, what do you mean? But apparently it's my Ruby Jubilee.
Ooh,
And it's in July.
that sounds so fun. What is that?
I don't know, but
Okay.
I don't know yet. But Ruby Jubilee. Here
I
we come.
love that. That's like a theme.
Yeah, it's going to probably be the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
so
anyway,
excited.
so like be a mentor, don't be a mentor.
Yeah.
Whatever. But now I'm like, oh, I'm on the mentor side. Yeah. I mean, I could still be a mentee, but I'm like, that's why they're asking me.
Yes. Yes. We want to be your friend. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's find out. Do you have one that you want to answer? You want me to just pick?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, it would definitely. Okay. Either just like a mind, like just be able to read people's minds, because then I already anticipate everything.
Yeah.
Like
you
I'm
do.
already.
You're really good. You think of like 7,000 scenarios of something before, and I love that. I appreciate it because I don't think of anything.
I like watch My Neighborhood. I'm like, oh, I was right, by the way.
About?
I can't say.
Oh, okay.
Because
off camera.
I was right though. Like the DEA was involved, and I was like fully right. And I was like, but yeah. So probably or just to like what's it called when you can just like transport? I want to be able to transport, teleport. Ooh,
yeah,
so either just like mind reading or teleportation.
Yeah.
What about you?
Those are good ones. I think for like the I don't know what the right words are, but I'm just going to say fly, because to me, it's like that aspect of like
being free.
Yes. And just like, how cool does that feel? Like just to be up there. Like, I don't know. That just sounds really cool.
No, I get that. I want to be a free bird. I always say just like, be free, be free. So yeah.
And I don't know if that's like the best use of a superpower, but
there's probably so much you could use with that though.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't discount.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Ask me again in like 3 months, and I'd probably say something different. I'll be like, no, I still want to be free.
Wild and free. That's always my theme.
Yes. 100%. Okay, let's do one more.
Okay.
This one. Okay. What's a random fact about you that always surprises people? I feel like some of these, like I could answer, or like I would, things I know about you.
Pick one, because.
Well, I'll say what I think,
okay.
But then you kind of already talked about it, but maybe this will.
Okay.
Like, for, like Sarah said, she moved around a lot as a kid. She has a very big family. And I think a lot of your experiences from moving around a lot, there's probably some crazy story that's surprising. Like, you lived in Utah.
Yeah, we lived in Utah for 3 years.
First
day of high school, it was 10th grade. My first day was September 11th.
Oh, what?
Like actual 9/11.
That's crazy.
I flew here. I flew from California the night before, and I flew to Utah, and I started school the next morning, and I didn't have the school uniform, and I just remember walking through the auditorium and watching it happen. So
that's crazy.
10th grade, my first day of 10th grade in Utah was 9/11.
That's crazy. That's
not what you wanted.
No, that's not what you wanted. That is not what you wanted. Oh my gosh.
That's like a random one.
Wait, and then did you act, or was that?
I did not. I did PR.
You did PR. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're around a bunch of famous people. There is like circling all these famous people. She has all these famous people's stories.
Yeah. I did attempt, like I did some like plus size modeling, but it was very it was very like minimal.
Yeah.
And I didn't like get any big campaigns.
Who cares?
Like
you did it. Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, no, I did celebrity PR for a few years.
So cool.
It was actually really fun.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it this morning because I love Suja, like the drink, like the brand. So at People's Choice Awards one year, I was like backstage in like the green room.
No way.
Yeah, and because one of my friends chose one that year. And so I was like, oh, my favorite water. And the girl was like, can you do that again? And so she like filmed me and put it on their socials. And then they would send me free boxes of juice for like months.
That's so
And then
cool.
she moved to a different company, and I was kind of sad.
No more free
juices. Like literally boxes of like green juice and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 10 years ago.
A different
10 to 11
lifetime.
Years ago.
Yeah. See, that's so cool.
I've done a lot of things.
Yeah. I know. See, that's what I mean. You have all these cool things.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't have anything like that.
I'm sure you do.
No, I don't. All right. Anyways,
she does.
Thank you for hanging out with Sarah and myself. This was super fun. And join Fire Family Collective. Hang out with us. We want to be your new besties. And we'll talk soon.
Yeah.
Bye.